Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign and today we're going to be talking about the ultimate leveling guide for all of your XP needs and your quick leveling techniques. I am slightly behind the curve right now. The past 2 days has been a bit of a nightmare with real life stuff and crashes on the emulator and on my phone when I'm teleporting to different areas. And I've been getting a few crashes when I've been leaving the game on. And the sleep mode is a pretty shitty mechanic right now. Excuse me, French. It is based off the amount of potions that you have in your bag. Don't ask me why that's a thing. You pay for a premium sleep and you don't get the 8 hours you pay for because you need to have a bag full of potions. Even though my character, as you can see in the background, can just chew through enemies in seconds. He's got the HP drain and the MP drain. It never loses. It's always topped off. It's at the top of health, top of MP at all times. It makes zero sense to me. So if you guys want to know what the best ways are to get XP and what ways that people are saying that are really good that aren't really that good, then make sure to check out this video. So let's go over the various ways that you can get XP. Now you want to always be completely up to date with your main quest. This brings you to certain areas and it will give you high amounts of XP when you do complete those quests. It will give you skills. It will give you all of the stuff that you need to continue on in the game. You'll get some free legendaries during that main quest. So make sure to always do the main quest. You can skip all the other side quests and hidden quests. There's some extra stuff in there, but there's nothing. But they really have some really low amounts of XP, and these can be done in the future. As you can see from the massive pile of quests that I've got in my list right now, you can still continue to do them later on, which I will do once I get a little bit more time. And they finally fixed the Kalakaya spear bug, so now they've added that dungeon. You can actually get the items, you can continue on, but they put a level lock of 143, which I'm almost at, so I will be able to continue on the main quest and jump into Hunter's Hill next and then really start speeding up the levels. I think I fixed the issues with the crashing, so I should be able to just get back into the top 10 again. I'm sitting at 11th, I believe now, from 6th 2 days ago, because of the issues that we were having. Now, another way to get a decent amount of XP, you get quite a bit of XP from this, is with your daily dungeon on the Sunday. It's not a massive amount, but it is a decent amount, especially when you go to like difficulty 4 or 135 plus. It's about 3 million XP for 2 seconds work. It's a nice little bump, so make sure to do that on a Sunday as soon as that pops up. Now, you do hear a lot of people talking about how grouping up in a group of 4 with some friends and hunting in an area and sharing that XP is really good XP. That's only true for certain classes. When you're fighting as a warrior, you're fighting as a paladin, you're actually going to be killing a lot slower than if you were in a group. But if you're, say, a sculptor or an archer or an alchemist or a mage, you can smash through killing these mobs much quicker and you get the full amount of XP. I've actually got a lower amount of XP than I should be getting. I'm sitting on 27k per kill because I'm really over leveled in this area. They haven't set that level very well. And when you're actually in a group, the XP, yes, you do get a 20% bonus, but your XP is also split and divided by the amount of players in the group. So you'll only get 25% of the XP if you've got 4 players in the group, 50 if you've got 2 in the group, etc, etc. And it can actually be a detriment for some classes. As I said, the sculptor, the archer, the alchemist, and the mage, those guys can smash through shit, smash through content as a solo without using the auto group function, and it works perfectly fine. But if you are a paladin or a warrior, it can actually speed you up, especially with the paladin is quite slow at killing stuff, doesn't really have that much damage in its repertoire. So it is a good idea to maybe stick that auto group on and you'll get some extra XP to speed you up in your leveling. Now, for me personally, the best way to get XP at the moment, this could change as things open up. You get some more things like the guild hideouts that are coming on the 22nd and the mercantile that comes out on the 8th of June. These might be better ways to get XP. Now, the next way is by actually just farming your standard chaotic entrance dungeons. Killing monsters in these dungeons are actually far more lucrative on the XP levels, especially if you have a load of these entrance tickets or if you do want to spend some of your red butterflies on getting those entrance tickets. These give massive amounts of XP, and when you complete them at the end, you do get a chance of some really good loot, some legendary stuff. You've got your legendary option chests, you've got your gold chests, you've got your legendary armor and your legendary weapons. There are chances to get this sort of thing. It does show you what the entry level of each one is. Most of these I've got on hard at the moment, but some of the newer ones I haven't. I need to unlock this one at 143, but I'm going to have a bit of a hard time in there at 143 because they do have a recommended level of 158. You do have 60 minutes to complete this dungeon. Now, you can complete this dungeon in like 5 minutes if you really wanted to. The first level is usually kill a load of mobs, like 20 mobs or 30 mobs or 40 mobs. And then the second level is like pick up this or pick up that, collect this, kill this certain amount of mobs, and then you'll have your last floor, which will be kill your boss. What you want to do when you're doing these dungeons, if you do want to AFK a little bit on the grind, you can go into a dungeon, press the auto on, and kill all the mobs on that level, and then come back and have a look at it a little bit later, jump to the next level, kill everything in that level, and then jump to the last level, kill everything in that level. You can do that in the 60 minutes that it's giving you if you keep an eye on it. If you're sitting there just auto-in, there's nothing to kill in that level, you will be wasting time. But this gives massive amounts of XP. It is very, very good, but it is limited to free-to-play players who only get the chaotic entrance tickets through the free-to-play methods in the game. But if you do like to spend a little bit of money, this is the best way to actually grind out. That is the best way to grind XP, especially if you're sitting there paying attention. And then when you're not playing, like when you go to sleep at night, then just do the next one, which is my personal favorite, which is the best one to grind out if you're in between and sort of stuck at a level where moving on to the main quest and getting what you need to get, or grinding out some money. Make sure to check out my Ultimate Gold guide, which came out yesterday. I'll leave a card somewhere on the screen if you haven't seen that already. Now, for me, at least, the current best way to gain XP is to find a spot on the map with a massive density of mobs. So for instance, me and Birch Tree Lake right now, there's this small island. You'll get on this small island, you'll do auto, and you'll just be bouncing around, and it's got a high density of mobs in this area that you can kill quite quickly. So it'll go in here, it'll kill this guy, and then I'll jump up and I'll come and kill this royal guard, and it will move on really quickly to the next one. See how they're spawning really quickly on top of each other? That maximizes the amount of XP that you get. There are basically spawns like this all over the place. On every map you'll find this somewhere. Just go around and have a look. I will do a list of like 1 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, and where you should grind if you are going to go that route, but make sure to do the main quests anyway as they come along. And when you get to a point in the main quest when it's actually too hard for you to continue, then you just stay in that area and grind. If you have a computer, stick an emulator on, use your account when you're not playing on your phone, and leave it on all night. It will level for you unless you get a couple of crashes, which I've been getting recently, which is why I'm so bloody far behind everyone now. A guy who's behind me is now 159 or some shit, and I'm stuck at 142. I'll give you another example of a really good place to go. If you go outside the map, you go to Livius. This floor here, the Barken Catacombs BF5, I used this until I was level 120. This is a great XP spot. Spawns are massively fast. They're really close, compact, and it's definitely one of the best places. If you can find a place like this anywhere in the game where it has a really small map with a high density of mobs, then this is the best place to grind, hands down. There are some times when you go into a place, like when you first go into the actual map here itself, when you first go into like the Serene Plains and that sort of area, the Birch Tree Lakes, there are monsters in here that poison you. The thieves do massive amounts of damage. If you can't handle that damage, then just find another group of mobs on that map that don't do poison damage, that don't do bleed damage. Like the Nagas, they don't do, you can see that they're doing hardly any damage to me at all. So this spot is definitely one of the better spots, especially between the levels of like 120 and 150. And there's not that many people here. People stay close to these areas. So when they come in and they teleport here, and they'll go anywhere around here, which is what the quest sets you to. Just autos around here. And this one autos up north. And there's just this random island in the middle here. When you get the smaller compact areas with a lot of mobs, this is the best place to grind XP. The repeatable quests are pretty terrible, but it does give you a little bit of a bonus if you're actually getting the repeatable quest in an area where you're grinding, so you might as well grab it while you're doing it. The side quests don't give that much, and this sort of delivering stuff and blah, blah, blah. You can do these, but just having your phone on grind mode is the best way. At least for me. If you guys know any better ways to actually grind your XP and get your XP out in the game, please let me know down in the comments below so you can help the guys out on their way to max level. Remember to like and sub if you haven't already for all of the Moonlight Sculptor content. I will be putting out guides every day until I run out of guides, and then I'll find something else to do, hopefully. But there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be unlocking, and the devs do have plans for a lot of new content, so make sure to sub to be notified of when this new stuff's coming, and I will let you know how you're supposed to do it. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.
I want to say a huge thank you to all my patrons. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to continue doing what I'm doing. If you'd like to find out how to become a patron and how to get early access to my content, please look down in the description. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.